This is episode 8. Kick back and enjoy. Our protagonist is back in action, firing shots at the clueless goons hiding behind cover. He lines up his aim and shoots one of them right in the head, killing him instantly. The thug's teammate notices his friend drop and scrambles to take cover, frantically aiming their guns at our protagonist and firing back. But as our hero casually walks forward, they miss every shot like a bunch of stormtroopers, causing him to laugh at just how amateur these guys are. As he moves in, our protagonist aims at the thug hiding behind cover. The thug, shocked, demands to know who this mysterious attacker is and where he came from. But he doesn't get an answer, just more gunfire. Trapped and panicking, he starts shouting for help, while Xiao Yong keeps him pinned with nowhere to run. One of the thug's friends positions himself, aiming a pistol at Xiao Yong and preparing to shoot. Xiao Yong notices he swiftly aims at the thug and fires twice, one shot to the head and another to the chest, instantly putting the man down. The thug, relieved that Xiao Yong's out of ammo, taunts him, calling him a bastard, as he confidently steps out to finish the job. But as he takes aim, he's stunned to find Xiao Yong right in front of him. The thug fires a shot, cursing Xiao Yong to go to hell, but Xiao Yong dodges it effortlessly, like something out of a John Wick movie. Moving quickly, he disarms the thug, who's left dumbfounded by the speed and precision of Xiao Yong's moves. Without hesitation, Xiao Yong presses the gun under the man's chin, and with no words exchanged, pulls the trigger, ending his life instantly. Standing over his latest kill, Xiao Yong says nothing as he searches the body's pockets. Then he heads further into the building, sensing an ambush waiting for him inside. 3 men launch an attack simultaneously, but Xiao Yong dispatches them with minimal effort. Calling out to the remaining people in hiding, he reassures them that it's safe now. Slowly, they emerge, wide-eyed and shocked by the scene of dead bodies around them. A young kid tells Xiao Yong how amazing he was for defeating the bad guys, awestruck by his skills. He receives a new mission. He's tasked with recruiting survivors from Rongxiang Garden, needing 5 to complete his mission for a reward of 25 points. Curious, he asks a nearby cop who these dead idiots were. The cop explains they're from Bichue Mountain Villa, located south of the city. Xiao Yong then calls out to Louis Chao and Chen Jie, instructing them to escape south and bring word to him about Bichue Mountain. The two inform Xiao Yong that these thugs are just a gang of criminals armed with weapons and supplies who've taken over Bichue Mountain Villa, absorbing most of the south side survivors. Xiao Yong recalls that in his past life, a settlement led by Li Shuxiong and Cui Jing was based in the south and wonders if this gang is connected. Our protagonist then asks if Bichue Mountain is the only settlement in the area. He's told it wasn't originally, but that with their weapons, smaller groups couldn't hold their own. They explain that each time these thugs conquer a settlement, they kill half the people, taking young women and any willing collaborators back with them. Xiao Yong, certain of something, mutters to himself, catching the cop's attention, who asks what he meant. Xiao Yong tells him to collect the guns from the dead thugs and to check for extra magazines. He also hands over a rifle with 5 magazines, surprising the man with his generosity. Xiao Yong explains that the people from Bichue Mountain won't let this incident slide. With all the weapons they have, a dozen men wouldn't be enough to defeat them. He instructs the cop to hold out here for a few days. He'll return with reinforcements to finish them off. Shocked, the cop warns Xiao Yong that Bichue Mountain's forces are too strong, with dozens of armed men, probably more by now. The cop suggests it's not worth the risk and that they could just find another safe spot farther away, beyond the reach of the gang. But Xiao Yong assures him it's personal, promising he'll come back in a few days with a bigger vehicle to move everyone to the east side. When asked about the east, Xiao Yong explains he's set up a fortified settlement at the old tea market, where he could use more people. Xiao Yong calls out to Xiao Shuai, Zhang Shi's wife, and bids farewell to the group, who respond in kind, grateful for his help. Meanwhile, in the heavily guarded Bichue Mountain Villa, 3 zombies are strung up as a warning. Inside the meeting room, 5 men sit. A red-haired man asks if the supplies from Jinyu Entertainment City have been sorted. An ugly, overweight man sneers, saying he sent the idiots Xiao Yong had just killed and that they should be back by now. A man with purple hair, seated nearby, comments on the high-end women living in Jinyu Mansion, suggesting they focus on taking them along with supplies. The fat man laughs, admitting he had the same thought and had already instructed his men to bring any survivors. The red-haired guy grows irritated, demanding to know why they haven't completed any tasks yet. Assuredly, he says he'll make sure this time it gets done. As he steps outside, a guard asks if everything is all right. The thug, growing impatient, asks if the 7 men he sent earlier have returned. The guard, looking uneasy, tells him he checked an hour ago and has bad news. Enraged, the thug can't believe that ordinary citizens from Rongxiang Garden managed to kill his well-armed men. Fuming, he orders his henchmen to round up anyone who can hold a weapon, determined to ensure they're fully prepared this time around. Xiao Yang just pulled up to the settlement, and Shanshan perked up as she heard the car. "Must be our protagonist," she said with a smirk. As Xiao parked, he got a notification from the system for completing a task, a sweet 25-point reward, bumping his total to 36. Shanshan welcomed Xiao back. And he didn't waste time dropping a bombshell. It was Lu Yiming who'd been causing all the trouble. Shanshan, impressed, nodded, clearly expecting no less from Xiao. Xiao then told Zhang Qi to escort everyone to their rooms and meet him in the infirmary. Outside the medical room, they couldn't hold back their curiosity. "Did you know Lu Yiming was shady from the start?" they asked. Xiao picked up a gun and said he wasn't sure but knew for a fact that one of Zhang Qi's friends was a real scumbag. Handing the gun to Zhang Qi, he looked at its surprised rubber bullets. Old man Bo, looking confused, asked about the kid in the infirmary. Xiao remembered. It was Qin Chong, who had turned into a zombie. But Qin Chong wasn't just any zombie, he was a rare mutant. Xiao turned to the zombie, testing him. "If you can understand me, blink 3 times. To everyone's shock, Chong blinked 3 times. Xiao explained that after the apocalypse, some infected by otherworldly forces could turn into rare mutants. They had higher intelligence, maybe even traces of old memories. Chen Chong was rare even among mutants. Chong stepped on the corpse of the traitor, casting a menacing look. As he waved to the group, they were speechless. He casually told Chong to dispose of the body, and Chong dragged it off, leaving everyone in stunned silence. One of the guys asked Chong, "Do you remember me?" Chong growled back, and when he lunged for his crotch, the poor guy yelled out, realizing that Chong definitely remembered his old habits. Laughing at the bizarre encounter, Xiao Yang lay back and got another surprise. The system rewarded him with 10 more points for unlocking a hidden achievement having a mutant companion. Now at 46 points, Xiao decided it was time to check the shop. The shop had 3 items: a lifesaver supply box, level 1, for 5 points, an armed deterrent supply box, level 1, for 5 points, and a high-tech supply box, level 2, for 50 points. Seeing a level 2 box for the first time, Xiao was shocked but decided it was too expensive for now. Instead, he redeemed the 2 level 1 boxes, bringing his points down to 36. Opening the boxes, he got an interdimensional infection blocker from the lifesaver box, which could potentially block otherworldly infections, though it wouldn't reverse full mutations. From the armed deterrent box, he pulled a Barrett M82 sniper rifle, complete with a powerful 50 BMG rounds. He was pumped, wondering what the level 2 box might offer. He also pondered if the blocker could stop someone from fully turning into a zombie. Reviewing his next mission, he saw he had to recruit a survivor from Rongxiang Garden. Excited, he vowed to open the level 2 box after completing it. That night, Chong casually tossed the former friend-turned-zombie over the fence. The next day, the crew lined up with guns in hand as Xiao instructed them to practice shooting daily. Only a few bottles were hit, but they were learning. Xiao also told Old Man Bo to have Zhang Qi gather everyone to clear more rooms, as he had to bring survivors from Rongxiang Garden. Setting off with Chong, they encountered a bus on the highway. Together, they cleared the zombies outside, then Chong casually tossed out the zombie driver. Xiao handed Chong the key, and, noticing him eyeing it, said he could remove his mask while they were alone. However, once they reached Rongxiang, the restraints had to go back on to avoid scaring others. Meanwhile, villains were gearing up to raid Rongxiang Garden. This ugly, disgusting fatso, insisting they could wipe out the place with their numbers. They departed with grim intentions to kill and loot every last supply. And that's where this chapter ends. Who will prevail, Xiao Yang and his mutant companion, or the villains? Tune in next time, and thanks for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed this recap, consider subscribing and giving the video a like. It really means a lot. See you in the next video. Goodbye for now.